Hi, you got Cheeky Saver here, and I'm doing a vid for you on cleaning supplies. I used to run a cleaning company. I had my own cleaning company, and I'm pretty good at this stuff. So I'm going to go over some products to buy, some not to buy, some things that will actually damage your surfaces that seem like they would be a good choice and they're not. And we'll see if we can save you some money and maybe find possibly in some cases green cleaners if that's what you like. I'll let you know which ones work. And maybe we'll save you some big bucks here. Okay, I stopped here because of this product right here. This CLR is biodegradable, and it is the only shower cleaner that you can find that states it's okay to use on glass. That's right, it's the only one. And the reason is it all etches it. Over time, you can't use anything on your shower glass that won't etch it, and you spend thousands of dollars. Well, not always thousands, but you spend so much getting glass installed that you want it to last and not start getting those watermarks, and it's from this not using the appropriate cleaner on it. There's another way to do it, and it involves less chemicals, and that is a squeegee. If you squeegee it off every time and you dry your glass, you will be using a cleaner once a month, and that's all you'll need it. And that in itself, instead of cleaning weekly, will help save your glass as well. And when you use a squeegee, it keeps your whole shower looking clean for you really only need to go in every 3 weeks to a month. That's all you need to do. It really changes the whole scope of that clean. Okay, this page has two products I like. Cermabrite. If you have a glass cooktop stove, you want Cermabrite. Those pads, they work. You know what I mean. There's a brand of pads that you use, but they're only good for one use. So they are not a cost-effective measure. I wouldn't pay this price, by the way. I would find it cheaper or get it on sale. I would not pay that price. But that is a really good product for cleaning up that glass top. Don't use things like Vim because it will scratch your surface a bit and it can actually wear off your rings, and you don't want to be causing damage. The other thing is, this is the oven cleaner you want. This is it. At the easy off, it's got to be the yellow one, the heavy duty. I'm sorry, the only other way to do it is to have a self-cleaning oven. Really. You need to have this stuff. And the way it works is you take out your racks and you spray the living bejesus out of it. And especially heavy on any dark spots and stuff on the bottom of your oven. And you have to make sure that you have liners underneath your door, your oven door, where the drawer normally is on most ovens. You have to have all kinds of things there to make sure that this stuff here does not go down on anything, because you don't want it wrecking any surfaces. You need to glove up. A latex glove is not okay. The plastic kind are okay for this, but this will actually damage a rubber glove. It's not good for that. So this is the best product. If you're going to spray your metal, your chrome racks, only leave it on there for 5 or 10 minutes, and you got to get it off because it will turn them gold. It will change the color. It's not good for those racks at all. Okay, this is the trade secret. I had a customer in a multi-million-dollar house in Calgary. I had lots of them, but this one in particular had black hardwood floors, and they used every cleaner on the market to get it clean. And what worked? This stuff here. Not this stuff. Don't get anything in the white bottle. You need the one in the green bottle. Hurdle. This will do 40 buckets of water. Hold on a second. I'm going to move the screen. Okay. It will do 40 buckets of water. And it will work on mirrors. You don't need Windex. That is nasty stuff. You don't need it. It's expensive and it leaves streaks. Actually only use Hurdle for when there's things that aren't coming off with water. That's all I use on glass. And I'll explain why when I get to the cloths that help with that. But this, in a spray bottle, in a 1 liter spray bottle, you use less than a quarter of a cap, like about an eighth of a cap, maybe a half teaspoon. That's all you really use. And then you have a counter spray, and when you figure out how much that actually costs you, it's a matter of pennies per 1 liter spray bottle. And you can coupon your butt off and not get a deal like this. This is also biodegradable. It is a good cleaner to have on hand. It won't biodegrade in the container itself, but as soon as you start mixing it with water, you know, it has like a 30-day shelf life then. So you don't want to mix up too much at a time, but this is the stuff to have. Worked even on granite. It worked on everything, microwaves, you name it. Okay, here we go. I had to go through all the ShamWows and everything, and I'm not saying it's a bad product. It does work. I'm saying this is easier and it will work better. Microfiber cloths. Now these are specifically polishing cloths, and nothing will work better on your mirrors. You don't need to dry them when you wash them, and please never ever put fabric softener on them. If you do, you can wash it out. It's not the end of the world. However, whenever you put fabric softener on your cleaning cloths, rags, whatever you're using, it leaves a residue in the cloth, and that is what causes the streaks. So you're paying more for it not to work right. So this is one of the things, you know, I guess if you're using a vinegar fabric softener, that might work, but you need to be careful with this one. You don't have to buy this brand. It can be any brand, as long as it's a microfiber polishing cloth. Don't buy the pad ones. They're all just gimmicky stuff. This shouldn't cost you more than this $3.99. That's it for 2 of them, and that should be plenty. That unless you have a really huge house. If you have a really huge house, you're going to need a few more, but if you do, you know those expenses exist. Okay, on to my next trick. Here we go. Pledge. That's right, pledge. It's not for what you think. When I'm dusting, occasionally I use damp microfiber cloth because I have lots of them. I can do that, but it's not like the ones I just showed you. They're the thicker blue ones. I use those. I also use a feather duster most of the time, and occasionally a Swiffer duster. And the reason I like that is because it's fast and I can go really fast with it without the dust going everywhere. So on occasion those are okay, and I got a really good deal. I just use them sparingly because they are costly. Now this is it right here. This is the deal. This Pledge Extra Moisture is the bomb, the absolute bomb on stainless steel. I went in to clean for a lady who had 5 kids. 5, and she had cleaned a part of her fridge but not the whole thing, and I said, what on earth did you use on it? Is it like brand new, or what's going on here? And she said, oh, I just used this. So I continued to use it, and I went and bought some. And it was my go-to because there is not a stainless steel cleaner on the market that works as better as not as better, as good as this. Now I've tried Weeman, I've tried Method, I've tried them all. I mean, Zep, you name it, I've tried it. And the Pledge smells good. Not only does it work, it actually smells good. And it is very often cheaper. I wouldn't pay these prices here. It's very often cheaper than buying the expensive stainless steel cleaners. If you're stuck and you want to use only a stainless steel cleaner, the best one to use is the Weeman spray. Not the cream and not the sheets. Those are both hard to use and they will leave streaks, but nothing works as good as the Pledge. Okay, green cleaners. A lot of them are crap. That's the truth of the matter. By the way, I will put a link. There is a link right now for, there's new bottles of these and they don't look like this. Excuse me, but it is for $1.50 off a bottle. And you can often get them for $3 or a little less a bottle. And then when you take that off, you get them for a great price. Now here's the thing with this. The Greenworks bathroom cleaner is one of the best on the market. I've used so many, and it is consistently good in many conditions. People have trouble with bathroom cleaners because they get overzealous. When you put a cleaner on a product, you need to allow the cleaner to do the work for you, or you're just throwing away your money. It is that cleaner's job to work for you. Now, I would caution you with any shower cleaner against spraying any of your taps or any kind of metal, because it can mark it up. Even if it's a green cleaner, it's all based on, acidity, alkalinity, stuff like that. Has a lot to do with it. So you spray it on really, really liberally. And while you spray that on, you give your toilet a really good dose, and you walk away from that bathroom for 15 minutes and you let the cleaners work. Then you come back and your toilet will come clean so fast, so easy, and the shower will come clean fast and easy, and you're not using harmful products. Now, when it comes to this, I won't lie. I don't like it. I know a lot of people love it, and it smells so good. My problem with it is something totally different. It leaves a sticky residue when you clean, and when you leave a sticky residue, you have to re-clean, and it attracts dust, and it just makes a big mess. It isn't good. A lot of people don't realize how much of a residue. Pay attention, because it's not normal. It shouldn't be leaving a residue when you clean. Hurdle doesn't, and it costs you a lot less. Remember when I said pennies for one of these? Well, guess what? It's biodegradable, the Hurdle. So if you have a Greenworks container, save it. That's right, save it. Put in your half a teaspoon of Hurdle, refill it, and you're good to go. And you're not going to have the sticky residue. This doesn't work well on floors because it does the same thing. It's not horrible. I mean, it's not bad, the sticky residue, otherwise they wouldn't be able to sell it. But people don't even realize it. And it's the same thing with any Windex, including Greenworks. This is actually a hard brand to work with when it comes to cleaning glass. Nothing you don't understand until you've used water. Just a spray bottle in water, you squirt it on and use that microfiber. You don't even have to spray too heavy. And because there is no residue, you will be absolutely flabbergasted at how long your mirror stays dust free, because all the dust, when you look at your bathroom mirror, it's sticking on there because of residue. Okay, hold on to your hats. This is considered a green cleaner, and this is something that I have seen in action to be one of the most destructive cleaning products you can have on the market. If you have hardwood floor, and I've seen the results over 5 years, people using it over 5 years, and this is the result. Every winter, the cracks open up a little bit in your hardwood. You know this to be true. It's just the way it is because the wood dries out and stuff. But when you use a steam mop, you have much bigger cracks. I don't know why it dries it out, but it does. And you get warpage. And I'm talking $1 million homes that are wrecking their floors every day. Any hardwood installer will tell you, do not use these. Laminate floors. Well, every laminate, like I'm talking wood flooring that looks like wood, but it's not. The hard one, not a linoleum type floor. You're pushing steam down into the cracks, and what it does is it causes the edges to rise up a bit. And it's probably not the best one either for that. That's all I have to say on that one. When it comes to linoleum, I have seen it lift off linoleum in brand new houses. It is too hot, it can't take the heat, and it peels. Yeah, that's pretty drastic. You buy something for $150 and it can cost you thousands of dollars in repairs. Yeah, it's not a good idea. I don't like them at all. Tile floors. I want to hit that one too. You don't want to use this on tile, period. It doesn't get in the grout. So it'll clean the tile, but it won't clean the grout. And when it comes to slate, there's nothing that works as good as the hurdle. It will leave it shiny, not slippery, no residue, and you use the Velita mop, and it's got a wringer bucket, not the one with the wringer on the handle. Those snap off and they don't wring out enough of the fluid, so you're dealing with something that's really wet, and that's just a bad combo. And I'm going to show you what kind of mop I actually prefer to use and how you need to be careful with it. Okay, I do have a professional mop that I use. This is at par with it, and there's always printable coupons for it. So yeah, and you wash the mop pad, you don't dry it, you just wash it, and it'll work on your hardwood. And you put just the same amount as you would for a normal cleaner bottle right into this container, and then you mop your floors regularly. What you have to be careful with is when you put this in this slot here, it just fits right in. You do not want to be rough with it because it will snap off in here. Now, Rubbermaid's been pretty good about replacing these things. My mom had one die, and I had to send them pictures in order to get a free one, and it works great, the new one. There will be nothing probably as good as the Rubbermaid professional one you can get at Home Depot, but it will cost you more. And it has a wider base, and it gets under things way easier because it doesn't have this wide spot here. So if you need to be able to reach underneath furniture like couches and things like that, that's probably a good way to go. Okay, I promised you tips on destructive cleaners. This is one bad cleaner. You do not want to use this on your floors. You're putting acid on your floors. You don't want to put it on your counters. In fact, if you have an arborite counter, there's a fair chance it came with a warning, and sometimes it's under your sink area where you can find it, and it says don't use acid on your counters. This is what they're talking about. No vinegar. Bleach is also just as bad. If you have a bleach shower cleaner, you're guaranteed that you're going to be getting some etched surfaces in record time. Nothing does it faster. It's just a major destructo. I don't use bleach for cleaning. Not at all. I find this so harsh that it really, really bothers my lungs. Now, yeah, you can see that they, on this site, use vinegar for cleaning. I wouldn't use it on my windows. I wouldn't use it on my mirrors. It's still the same thing. You're putting acid on glass. Guess what they do to etch glass? They put acid on it. It's not a good idea. This is a destructive cleaner. That's right, water. I know, you think it's kind of crazy, right? All over the place, people think that they're doing the right thing by using these fancy hardwood mops like mine, or other ones that aren't quite as nice, that don't work quite as well, and they're using water. They just like pour water, they spray water, and they use these mops because microfiber is really good at killing germs. Yeah, the problem is it's not the right cleaner for the job. The hurdle works better. Not only that, the hurdle isn't damaging the surface. This is. If you use this over time on hardwood floors, you will need to resurface them. It wrecks them. The protective coating that is put on a floor, it's always latex. It's not an oil base. It won't withstand water. It's not meant to. Water is part of the ingredients. And if you continue to use that, you will cause problems. I recommend the hurdle because it does say on the bottle that it is for hardwood too. It's not just something I'm making up, but it also says all the other stuff that it does. Counters, everything. It doesn't work well on sinks. If you want a good sink cleaner, a Vim. There's just nothing better than a Vim for cleaning sinks. It just works best. And if you're cleaning your counters and stuff, microfiber really does work. There's nothing wrong with microfiber. And it does kill germs really well, and it's good at it. Those expensive cleaning cloths, I've used them. Some places supplied cleaners, and I've used almost every cleaner on the market. And I'm telling you, the cheap ones, there is a slight difference, but it is not worth $30 a cloth. You could pay that. That's right. It's worth the $3 a cloth, $2 or $3 for a cloth. That's it. You never want to pay more. Okay, I've gone over a bunch of different shower cleaners, so now I'm going over this one. This is not a green cleaner. This is my holy crap, what did I just walk into cleaner. When I walk into a place that it hasn't been done in a long time, it is backed up, and once I walked into a basement suite where they had young teenage guys there that had not cleaned the bathtub or shower in over a year, and the bathtub was partially full because it was clogged with hair. I kind of went above and beyond. I unclogged it, I plunged it, I got it working, and then I used a full bottle of cleaner. The landlord thought that he was going to have to replace tile. He thought he was going to have to rip out the bathroom. And the only thing he had to do was the caulking. The caulking had some black spots on it. Just mildew. It was not the end of the world, but it did need to be done. And he was very happy about only needing to spend $7 on a tube of caulking. This stuff in the blue bottle is it. If you're looking to get a new one, don't buy a new one. Get this, because this will fill 4 of those. And it brings the cost down to $2.50 each. If you want a cleaner where you don't have to, if you're honestly not a person that cleans often, if you're that person, it's okay. Whatever works in your house works in your house. I don't live there. It's fine. But that is the cleaner that you want. And really, that's about it, all I have to say on cleaners. For now, that's all I can think of. Yeah, just watch out for those dangerous ones. Who would have thought water would have been dangerous when it is such a strong portion of what's in the hurdle? But the hurdle you spray on, so you're not using too much, and I think that's part of it. But also, it just makes a big difference because it will leave the floor way shinier than any water ever did. I don't know why it works better, it just does. So, take care. I hope this actually helps you guys save some money. Just so you know, Hurdle is not available everywhere. You need to go to Canadian Tire, basically. I've also heard that it can be found sometimes at Home Depot. Not Home Depot, sorry. Home Hardware. But that's not always the case either. Your best bet is Canadian Tires. And not all Canadian Tires carry it, but most do. If you're having trouble finding it, just go in the cleaner all-purpose aisle. It could be in the green cleaner section or in the normal cleaner section, and you just look for that green bottle. That one looks like it's a new scent. The other scent, it smelled similar to an ivory bar soap, so it wasn't a strong smell that was offensive in any way. So just so you know where to look for that one, because it's such an amazing savings where you're not couponing or anything, you're just getting a really good product for your money. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you have a great night and that you can save some money and use it towards something really good.